Hello and welcome in another Total War Warhammer video. Today, I want to give you a couple of tips how to have a smooth campaign with Ku'gath the Plaguefather. I'm doing it because there is a lot of people that, in fact, struggle in his campaign. And it's not always because of Helmengorst. No, apparently, it's not only this. So, yeah. Let's give it a try and see if I can help at least one of you. First and most important thing, in my opinion, is to have a very good army composition. And if you want to have like smooth run, you should go for single entities. Because NURGLE have so much healing, it's just amazing to have a single entities over any other units. So you can start with Beast of NURGLE. You should recruit it. Whenever you start campaign, you can recruit one Beast of NURGLE. Get it right away. It's gonna carry you. My armies are not perfect. It's quite hard actually to get a lot of single entities if you're trying to be consistent and like get it fast. It's not that easy. So these units I carry from the start. But I want to replace them, and even Chaos War Shrine, because these cultists also are on a Chaos War Shrine, and War Shrine is providing you healing quite a lot. And leadership, yeah, there is no melee defense buff, unfortunately. But yeah, it's just go for single entities, and you're gonna have a good time. And when you go for the single entities, usually, if you can, focus on heroes a lot. It's easy to get heroes because there are buildings that the resources buildings provide you +1 for each hero. So you can extend your like capacity quite a lot. Unless you're not building resources buildings, then yeah, sorry. And I figure out that good composition is to have like 2 of each hero. And my hero usually looks like this. Let's go to my main army. The first you can get is 1 Plague Ridden and probably Exalted Hero of NURGLE. Exalted Heroes of NURGLE are amazing fighters, an amazing hero overall. They have only melee line, but also those abilities here. And yeah, you can make him a bit of a fighter, but honestly, the melee defense aura buff and leadership is just so good. It's amazing in combat. It's worth much more than this. Same go for Locus Fecundity over this. I mean, armor, it's nice to have this one, right? And you could have one if you go like me with 2 because I put Locus Fecundity in every hero I can. This way, I don't spend Winds of Magic on Fleshy Abundance, because I have a lot of healing. So I can use Winds of Magic on damaging them over healing, because I have Locus Fecundity. However, this would be nice. It's not like crazy good. The Acid Ichor isn't amazing. I would always go for, because it provides you also physical resistance. So Locus Fecundity is way to go. And yeah, your heroes, when I go for Plague Riddance, I always have 1 focus melee, 1 magic. And that takes us to point number 3. Don't give Ku'gath magic. Try to use it like I do. Use a hero to be a caster, and I have one caster for certain spells, one for Rancid Visitation. I'm trying to test it, but it sucks ass so much. But yeah, Children of Nurgle, I gave even Ku'gath. I regret it because I wasted 2 points here. But at the start of a game, it's really hard to get like enough healing. So I was spamming Stream of Corruption because Ku'gath have it right away. And I was also doing it on a hero. The second hero, second Plague Ridden, doesn't matter if whatever you bring, if it's Shadow or not. It's actually okay to have it like Shadow Dude. No, it's still... Yeah, I use Nurgle because they have just those things that you need. And yeah, Light Boil beats up the Purple Sonic Xerix. I just... Ugh, I fucking hate it. Okay? It's so bad. It's just... No. Because you can get up the Light Ball very good. So, back to Ku'gath. Do not waste points on magic. I mean, you can, but you're gonna lose something. And I didn't give anything to Nurglings. Nurgling tag is helpful. Didn't give growth per region because you get a lot of growth and you don't have enough money to grow everything and build up. So this is a waste of points. Hate Singe, waste of point. Plague Shield, if you're not gonna use in Ku'gath Nurglings, I have them, but I don't want to have them. Champion of Decay is obviously good. This is also very good. And I used Postulant Abundance. I didn't do it for regeneration for Nurglings, but I did for recruitment cost for Nurglings unit all armies faction-wide. Because Nurglings are the units that you usually gonna get in mass. You can have like a cap, I don't know, let's see. How many Nurglings I can recruit right away? 95. So they're usually your like emergency. You can use them as emergency as a cheap meat shield. And you want to reduce the cost as much as possible because you don't flow in money like crazy. You don't. So, and also Lord of Stench is because, yeah, great. Unclean ones aren't the one I'm using. But his line, it was yellow line back in the day, right? I gave him a lot of ammunition, hit points, melee defense. And yeah, the ammunition and reload time matters quite a lot. And it's very good because you eventually gonna get the Pestilent Decay, which is Mortis Engine, and you wanna have it. Blue line is beefy. It's very good. You wanna have it because yeah, you loot it. Looter helps because usually I'm looting settlements that I'm occupying, so it's good to have it because trust me, that's your good income. Upkeep reduction always help. But Lightning Strike you wanna have. So when you're gonna go for this, his line is really biffy. So you won't have points for everything. And I prefer to have a red line. Here for, if I go for single entity Soul Grinders, but also for Beast of Nurgle, if I'm using it. This one is amazingly good in early stages because you buff Nurglings. You give them physical resistance and Beast of Nurgle as well. So it's great. And if you wanna, I mean, I wasted 2 points here. It would benefit me more to have a Plague Shield because Nurglings would be much more defensive. So I think it's easier and better to have a hero that casts spells over Ku'gath, where you can spend Ku'gath points on something else. Unless you don't want to, then no. But that's my take on Nurgle, and I've been playing it since the start of Warhammer 3, and I fucking love it. And yeah, magic time. So, channeling stance. Try spend in it as much as possible. Even in camp, even raiding. Ambush, okay, ambush is something different, but I would spend in channeling stand more than in encamp, even if I'm gonna get like some attrition. It's still better to have channeling stance, because if you go for single entities, then if you get some attrition, well, you're gonna heal it in combat anyway. So yeah, try to accumulate as much as possible. You should be very conservative with your winds of magic. Which means the NURGLE lore. First of all, don't use Rancid Visitation. This spell sucks so much. Oh my god, it's just... yeah, it's not good against like multiple... it's okay against like character, but it's so not worth to use it because it's super expensive. And you get more healing because, yeah, there is Children of Nurgle. Each time you cast like Stream of Corruption, it costs 4 wins, while Rancid Visitation costs 16, and it's just, no, don't use it, really. But you should be very conservative when it comes to spells, and use spells like this when you hit more than 1 unit. Because, yeah, Nurgle spells are not really good against like single entity, but they're extremely good against multiple units. So I tend to do like build a blob and then use Blight Boil. It just wrecks everything. But also, like here, I'm using Stream of Corruption on 2 units, and it does damage. It does damage well. So I benefit from it much, much more. And Fleshy Abundance, if you overcast it, it's a massive AoE spell if you really need it. But Locus of Fecundity is usually enough if you have like a good composition of army. But yeah, when it comes to Winds of Magic, be very conservative and use it smart. Don't blow it up, because yeah, you won't get a lot of wins. I mean, you will, but the armies you're gonna face, like 2-3 armies in Cafe or even further, you really wanna like do something about it. See, I did spam on these units because it's a simple fight. I'm not even moving in yet, because I can easily like weaken them up, and I will. Usually I'm focusing on the range units, because yeah, you want to get rid of range units as soon as possible, because depends on your army composition. You wanna... oh, who is... oh, I forgot to turn it off. Yeah, never turn it on. And yeah, they're moving. I could like cast it, but I just don't feel it's worth it. They will rearrange themselves, and then I can like do it. However, and also try to use like walls to bounce it. Yeah, I did fail here. So yeah, be very conservative, use your Winds of Magic smart, and you're gonna have a easy time. Tell me, do you like dwarves? You know, dwarves play mostly defensive, right? Grand Cafe, same. And Nurgle is pretty much the same. You can go be on offensive way, but it's easier to be on the defensive. You block up in a like choke point, corner, whatever, and you just stand there and fight. Of course, if you can, sometimes you meet enemy where they just cast AoE, and they fuck you up. So yeah, then you have to like man up and go for it. But often, I mean, until I reach like heavy artillery traction, which cafe is technically it, but I'm not feeling it. You should be more on a defensive way. Get yourself a nice, good, cozy corner and defend yourself, because you can stand there, use like Mortis Engine. You can have AoE, buffs, spells. It makes you unkillable in like certain place. So if you wait for enemies, you do more. Unless you go for single entities like Beasts of Nurgle, Soul Grinders, then you can push. But if you go for Plague Bearers, Nurglings, these are slow. These are better in defense than offense because, yeah, they're super slow. I know. I mean, they have some physical resistance, ward save if you buff them, but it's not good. So, yeah, play defensive, heal, buff, use magic to do as much damage to like range units. So bring them to melee and use Ku'gath. Ku'gath is very good artillery piece when it comes to hitting other units, not towers. But if you go for hitting other units, he's quite good. His accuracy isn't like on point, but it's good enough to do a lot of damage because he does a lot of splash. So focus on range units and you're gonna have an easy, good time. And tip of the tips. Never, I'm sorry for saying that, never auto-resolve. You're losing more than you're gaining. I mean, sometimes you can have captives, but sometimes it's not good enough. And if you fight manually, often with the healing you can have, you end up in a better situation. So that's my take on it. And you may agree, you may not. But if you want to have a smooth, effective campaign, you definitely should go for it. Next tip is obviously something not everyone is using, but Plague. If you have enough income of infections, you can have like Plague on the go. So what I usually do, if I'm about to, usually what I do, I'm trying to get some gold from spreading it, like duration and favor whenever it's spread. It's if like I'm not trying to fight if it's harmless, I'm trying to like do it. But let's say I'm about to fight a big battle and I have enough infestation, then what I do, I pop up here, I use Summon Plague Cultist, and I add, like, choose base weapon damage, melee attack -4, and let's say some missile units, missile strength. I use it, I summon, I cannot do it because I did already, but I summon Cultist. He's usually whenever it's your lord or settlement. And he got movement, and you can use him, and he have movement available right away. So I infest army that I'm about to fight, or a army that is about to hit me. So they get debuffed, and those debuffs make a lot of a difference. So make sure you use infestation as much as possible because they provide a lot. I mean, some of them are weird. But like this, plus missile strength, if you go for like heavy missile for Kislev, it's so good. Attrition and campaign movement range. I mean, campaign movement range reduction is good, but I feel like the suffer attrition, the plague of attrition isn't that powerful, so I prefer to use something like anything over this because it just smells, okay? So you should consider. And some of them are really good. Like ammunition minus 40% during siege defense battle. You can burn ammo now. So yeah, you should definitely focus on reducing ammo if it's possible for you. Now something different. How to deal with, like, how to get a good enemy. Good ally, I mean. What I did here, I went for ogres. But this unpleasant climate isn't something that fits me. So what I did, I started a trade with Grimgor. Grimgor is rank 2. He's stronger than me, and he's my defensive ally. It's very nice in Warhammer 3. Basically a settlement market. For settlement trading, you can, even that your worst enemies can start like you. So what I did, because Grimgor, a version, it's not like super big. He's like minus 10. Some strategic threat minus 15. So he's really good to be an ally. A reliable ally. Grimgor is a beast if you give him enough. He's a monster. Look what the hell he's doing. He's just conquering everything. And if you do this, others will hate you, like Warriors of Chaos. But I don't find them a reliable ally. I prefer have Grimgor as an ally. God, I can't believe it, I'm saying it. But yeah, I traded like 7, 8 settlements to him. First, you're gonna get a lot of money, okay? Second, you're gonna have a way to get the defensive ally. And you should have defensive alliance. Get yourself defensive alliance by trading settlements. Defensive alliance is very, very good. One, you have access to some extra units if you really need it. Like, I mean, they're not like crazy. But it's always something, like artillery piece. Fuck yeah. In fact, it costs too much, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm gonna replace 2 of these guys and get myself Plague Claw catapults, because they're gonna be amazing. Artillery piece is a killer. So, Nurgle with artillery. If you go for heavy infantry, if you have artillery, woo, go big. But yeah, trade settlement with unpleasant climate. Don't invest your money, because it's just too much. It costs too much. Invest in your settlements that you own. Invest in like the pleasant climate, build up whatever you can, and benefit from it. Yeah, the income is terrible. And unpleasant climate, trade to someone that you want to make a good ally, defensive, reliable ally. He will defend you. Grimgor is a beast. He's just literally finding and killing whatever he can. So, and he's big, right? Plus Wa. Wa is crazy. It's for AI, it's just another army. So they walk like 2 armies packed. 1-on-1, nothing have a chance usually, and Grimgor is a beast. I found out when I played Warriors of Chaos and I subjugate him. He was my vassal, but he was stronger than me because he was just owning everything. So Grimgor is potentially powerful ally. You could try with Imric. He hates your guts, but you can still do it. You can trade him settlements if you do it, but it's iffy to hold up. Well, Grimgor is just minus 10 aversion. So trade settlement, get defensive alliance, you're gonna have extra pool of units as an emergency, and yeah, you will have super easy time if you get rid of shit settlements and you're gonna focus on the good ones. And now the most important thing. Helmengorst. is like first roadblock you're gonna have. It's the first roadblock you will get, and it's a problem. It's a big problem. So what I did here, I occupy the settlement here, right? And I got like food province, Shattered Stone Bay. Yeah, infected. Yeah. Faction destroyed Tepok spawn. Once you get rid of Lizardman, you start to, like, you have to do something. So what I did, I declare war. Oh, that's Thunderguts. Caravan of Blue Rose. I cannot find it. So what I did at the start, I was around here, and Skavens were here. So I moved my army a little bit closer, and I joined Gorst War against Skaven. This way, he didn't declare war on me. You can prevent from the war declaration a little bit longer, like trade a settlement, like Shattered Stone Bay. You can trade a settlement for him, and this will prevent from war declaration super fast. So I join him a war, and yeah, it was first. You shouldn't ally with those rats. They're easy experience. They're easy to kill, and you better have a settlement. Flighted Rock is the only one with unpleasant climate I have because it's a main province. Rest is green. But yeah, so what I did here is Gorst had already 3 armies on turn 8, right? So Gorst went here for Flight Rock, and he had like 2 armies here. So what I did with Ku'gath, I got 1 army that is here, and then there was like 2nd army around, and I got them both. I got the Haunted Forest because without Gorst and a proper Necromancer, they stand no chance. So, and after that, I turned back and I hunted Gorst. And there is a video, I recorded a video, I'm gonna put a link on it, where I fight Gorst and how I do it. Make sure your plague runs survive. Make sure you stand in channeling stand. Make sure you have single entities. Make sure you play defensive. So all those tips I gave you will help you deal with Gorst and any other threat. But if you want to see how I did it, then yeah, go watch the video. But when it comes to Gorst, be sneaky. Don't be so obvious. Don't declare war on him when you're far. Don't wait. Don't wait too long that he will declare war on you. Make sure you declare war on him whenever it fits you. And at the start, nobody likes you. So if you break treaty, if you have a treaty with Gorst, but the situation is that he's vulnerable, fuck reliable. You don't have to be reliable. Fuck that, okay? Go for him, hunt him down. You're a chaos lord. You're a chaos demon. You don't care about treaties. You don't care about reputation. Just fuck him up whenever it fits you. So be clever on whenever you want to declare war on him. Wait till he's a little bit weaker so your army can smash him. And if you do it, Gorst stand no chance. If you defeat his main army, which is very powerful, then it will take him ages to build it to the same level. Because Mortis Engine, Corpse Cart, Crypt Horrors, him, there is a lot of stuff. And also he have a hero, but Plague Drones should snipe Mortis Engine. And once you do it, you split yourself on 2 groups. Split your army on 2 groups. Gorst does not engage into melee so easily. He's just walking around. He's very slow, so make sure you stand far and use ammunition from Ku'gath as much as possible. So he will waste winds of magic on healing before he reach you. So then units will have a healing cap. Units will be weaker. Just be smart. It's not that hard, in fact. But be clever, because a lot of you struggle, okay? The Gorst is a like breaking point that many people just get hit. It's like wall for many of you on lower difficulties than I play. And I feel like it's not fair, because Ku'gath is love and Gorst is shit. Because this seriously, it's just a pile of dead bodies. So it's just, you can do it. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I will always try to help you. Really. I'll help you as much as I can. And my final tip is for lords other than Ku'gath. So if you recruit Plague-ridden, Herald of NURGLE, wait, yeah, they're the same. At some point, at certain level, you're gonna have option to transform him into Great Unclean One. It's up to you if you want to have a big, slow target. I don't like it, honestly. I really don't. Because I prefer having like the abilities that the Plague-riddens have, which is here, at Locus of Fecundity. He doesn't have it, and a Great Unclean One. He's a big one, he's a good fighter, he has some spells, abilities. It's all good. But I prefer my targets to be on Rotfly, that is fast, because speed 90 is good. I can cast spells, I can do something. And Great Unclean One isn't that good. However, when you recruit Chaos Sorcerer Lord, you can transform him into Demon Prince. And this I highly advise. Demon Prince is way better than the Chaos Lord and Sorcerer. So it's ugly as hell, but it's very strong. So you should always go for it. Because yeah, it's a flying beast that can smack the hell out of many things. It's still a sorcerer, but it's also a fighter that have like very good stats compared to like human. So you won't regret it. You won't regret it by just going for it. Transform him. When it comes to Herald, up to you. And that's it. That's it for tips I could provide you, at least for now. And let me know in the comment if you found it useful, if I help anyone. And if you have any question, just hit me. I will always try to help you. Because Ku'gath is love. Till the next time, take care and bye bye.